Tonight on TV2 News, COVID-19 causing more cancellations. Senator Kamala Harris has stopped all travel, impacting a visit to Ohio. What this means for the Biden campaign.
And the COVID-19 outbreak on campus. Cases rise as an under 138 students are ordered to quarantine. We have the latest developments for you tonight.
And it's always good to get your car checked, but it's even better when it's free. How Kent students were able to take advantage of this vehicle checkup coming up.
Also, for all of you of-age drinkers, a new brewery is set to open in Kent soon. Their last-minute preparations ahead of a highly anticipated grand opening. TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good Thursday evening, Portage County. Thank you for being with us tonight. A free car clinic on campus and over 100 additional students are now quarantined. That's where we'll begin. I'm Lexi Biasi.
And I'm Steffen. That's right. So we have a new car checkup thing that was going on today. The weather is changing, and that means your tire pressure could be leaving your car. Well, Ken had you covered today. The university set up an event where they checked your car for free.
Yep, that's right. The event was called Car Care. They partnered with a local auto center to get a mechanic to come out and help students with questions, concerns, or inspections of their car. Our reporter Gianna was there and has the details. Hi, Gianna.
Hey, guys. Yes, if you have been having trouble with your car or needed your tires filled, Kent Car Clinic was the place to be at today. Free car inspections and help with anything you needed was their motive. I was there and even got my car checked out. Take a look.
Been looking for like a local mechanic that's like not pricey, and I saw it in my email, so I thought like I should come before I go to clinicals.
Today was Kent State's Car Clinic, put on by the Center for Adult and Veteran Services.
One of the things we wanted to do for our adult learners and specifically our commuter students was to provide what we're calling Car Care Clinic, so that we can have a professional come out and help people with any questions they might have about their cars.
The clinic was in Dick's Stadium lot where they had a mechanic from Flint's Auto Center come to help out.
What we're here today for is to get people ready for the winter, make sure their treads are good, make sure their air pressure is good, kind of go over the basics of what they need to do to have the car ready to go through winter.
And some of those things to get the car ready are:
Today it's about their tires, making sure that they're ready for the winter. If their treads are getting low, we want to make sure that they can look into getting some prices on improving their tires.
one thing Flint says to do is to check your tire pressure. They should be at the proper pressure so that your vehicle has the best traction, especially with these upcoming winter months.
I had to like figure out from like another source what might, because I'm a female and I don't know much about cars, so like what might be going on.
So she came to the car clinic because as a student, driving or commuting to class is crucial.
That's sometimes a barrier to education, although it might not seem like that, is if you can't get to campus or to go to class.
Keeping your car in shape could even be a simple look at what's going on.
So we really get into the bad weather, just have your car checked over. Flynn's offers a maintenance check on everything. We'll check your treads, we'll check your pressures. Doesn't cost anything to the customer. I just recommend getting everything looked over before we get into any weather.
Reporting for TV2 in Kent, I'm Gianna DaPra. And if you still need someone to look at your car, Flynn Auto Center on Main Street is there to help. They will give you a free look at your tires, treads, air pressure, and anything you are having trouble with. That's all I have tonight. Reporting in TV2, I'm Gianna DaPra.
Thanks, Gianna. And now to campus, where 138 additional KSU students within 4 new residence halls have been ordered to quarantine. The university announced 4 floors in the Allen, Lake, Clark, and Manchester halls will begin a 14-day quarantine period immediately. They join an additional 209 students currently in quarantine. The university says they supply all students with meals and provide support services. KSU reported 54 new cases this week on the Kent campus. And Ohio set a new record high for coronavirus cases today, marking the 2nd day in a row and 3rd time in just this past week. The state has topped itself with a record number. And that breaking number today, 2,178 new cases, shattering yesterday's record high by nearly 150 additional infections. The state also recorded 5 new deaths and reported a positivity rate of 4.2% for the week. The influx in cases puts Ohio in the top 10 states with the highest case counts for the past week.
And focusing in on here in Portage County, we are still under a level 3 red advisory. We have now been flagged as high incidence, the H you can see on the map, meaning we've had more than 100 cases per 100,000 residents in the past 2 weeks. As of today, Portage County has 1,469 total cases, 441 of them being in Kent. And across the nation, the U.S. is facing a dangerous new coronavirus wave. New cases are on the rise in at least 35 states over the past week. And the country is averaging more than 50,000 new cases per day for the first time in about 2 months, recording nearly 60,000 new cases on Wednesday alone. With the holidays quickly approaching, Dr. Anthony Fauci is urging Americans to rethink their travel plans. When it comes to a vaccine, the earliest he believes we will see one is hopefully April 2021. And Democratic Vice Presidential nominee Kamala Harris is making changes to her travel plans after one of her staffers and a flight crew member tested positive for COVID-19. Now the Biden campaign is halting Harris's planned stops in North Carolina today and in Cleveland tomorrow. Biden's campaign manager says neither Harris nor Biden had any recent close contact with the people who tested positive. The Biden campaign says it is taking the precautionary step as part of its commitment to safety.
Good evening, Portage County. Once again, I'm Connor Steffen, and I'm filling in for Kyle Vasil, who couldn't make it tonight because he has a midterm exam to take. So, Kyle, good luck. Now, bear with me and join me as I put on my weather cap and for a moment as we look at these current Northeast Ohio temperatures. So, if you want to look right here around where we are in Kent, been a second, sorry about that, 58, and then if you go a little bit more south towards Youngstown, you see it's around 57 degrees. You have a cold front that is coming in, so expect by tomorrow those temperatures will rise just a little bit. Again, over in Sandusky, it's about 59 degrees, down in Mansfield around 60, and more towards your state temperatures, again, closer to where we are at home, it's about 60 degrees. Capital of the state, Columbus, 53 degrees. Going again down towards a little bit more of the western part of Ohio, you see around the entire state, low to mid 50 temperatures for right now. And then currently in Kent, as you can see, actually a little bit rainy right now. There's an 80% chance of rain going into tonight. However, that rain looks to clear up. Oop, I'm off the screen. 40% precipitation at 9 p.m. going into the night. It is going to clear up for you guys. So unfortunately, a wet and cold night is in store, which looks to clear up tomorrow, as I said. So don't cancel those pumpkin patch plans yet. I'll provide you a bit of an update in a little.
Thanks, Connor. If we see those fall temperatures, they could be put to use as Northwater Brewing Company could open in Kent in as little as 2 to 3 weeks. If the company gets all of the last-minute permits they need, which they hope is by the end of this week, they will be cleared for opening. When deemed safe to do so, the brewery hopes to offer live music. It's located on Crane Avenue near downtown Kent. And the vote on the appointment of Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court officially has a date. How soon the High Court's vacant seat could be filled.
And another record-setting week here in Ohio, all for the wrong reasons. New state unemployment claims top itself for a 4th straight week. More when we return in 90 seconds.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
The motion is passed. We'll be voting on Amy Coney Barrett to be a Social Justice Supreme Court at 1 o'clock on October the 22nd.
The question and answer portion of Judge Amy Coney Barrett's confirmation hearing is now complete, and as you heard, on October 22nd, her Supreme Court nomination will reach the Senate floor for a vote. And before November, Barrett will likely know if she will be the High Court's last addition.
Judge Amy Coney Barrett moving closer to a seat on the Supreme Court of the United States.
I would say you're one of the greatest picks President Trump could have made.
Barrett was grilled over a 2-day period on issues including health care, voting rights, and the environment.
Do you believe that climate change is happening and is threatening the air we breathe and the water we drink?
I will not express a view on a matter of public policy, especially one that is politically controversial.
You've made your point clear that you believe it's a debatable point.
If Barrett is confirmed, she will succeed the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg and give the High Court a 6-3 conservative majority.
We've seen that our Democratic colleagues have very few questions actually to raise about Judge Barrett's qualifications.
Among the questions Barrett wouldn't answer included whether she would recuse herself in a possible legal battle over November's presidential election.
I certainly hope that all members of the committee have more confidence in my integrity than to think that I would allow myself to be used as a pawn to decide this election for the American people.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
And the second presidential debate was supposed to be tonight, but instead both candidates will be hosting their own town hall events at the same exact time. Biden will be on ABC and Trump will be on NBC. The two are expected to speak about the same topics that would have been mentioned at the debate: the coronavirus and its vaccine, Capitol Hill stimulus fight, and the Supreme Court. The debate was canceled after President Trump refused to attend it virtually after testing positive for COVID-19. Both town halls begin tonight at 8.
And the effects of the pandemic bringing Ohio record-breaking numbers this week, with an additional 20,000 plus residents filing new unemployment claims in the last week. This makes it the fourth straight week that we see jobless claims consistently go up. However, continued jobless claims here in Ohio saw a 4% decrease within the past week, dropping around to 287,000.
In a case, Western student has filed a class action lawsuit against the school. The accusation states that the university owes students money for fees and services they weren't able to use when they were forced into remote learning during the coronavirus pandemic. The suit says the university has breached the contract for students by not reimbursing mandatory fees and tuition costs associated with in-person learning.
And the coronavirus pandemic has taken its toll on the economy, but one local organization is thriving amid the downfall.
That's right. Our Maddy Haberberger visited the Haymakers Farmers Market to see how they're faring so far this season. Hi, Maddy.
Hi, Lexi and Connor. Now, this is the market's 28th year serving the Kent community. And although things look a little different for them this fall, they're just as successful as ever.
The Haymaker Farmers Market has been a Kent community staple since 1992. Over the years, it's grown from a few tables to over 50 vendors and open all year long. And while the COVID-19 pandemic has taken a toll on certain parts of the economy,
You're like the gardener. I am. That's great.
Local agriculture is thriving.
We've seen our numbers increase. There's more people who are going to the local farms to buy directly, who are coming to the farmers market.
Staying open amid the pandemic has been challenging. Organizers have to account for social distancing and best practices that complicate the way the market usually operates.
We've had to reinvent ourselves. We worked with the City of Kent and the Kent Health Department to come up with a plan that makes the market as safe as possible.
Both the customers and vendors at the farmers market are taking precautions to help prevent the spread of COVID-19, such as their mask policy and hand sanitizer stations at entries and exits.
The vendors say they were willing to do whatever it took to stay open because they know how important access to good food is, especially during a pandemic.
Local food access is incredibly important. So if you remember kind of the beginning when all this stuff happened, there were food shortages, couldn't get kind of basic things.
There was a lot of questions about whether trucks were going to be rolling and things were going to be moving in a normal sense. So I think a lot of people wanted to get more local in terms of their sourcing.
Those involved with the market say that they're happy to comply with precautions to help keep Haymaker up and running.
Kent is such a warm, friendly, spirited place, and it's great to be able to see people in person.
We love the market, and so we want to make it work for everybody.
For TV2 News in Kent, I'm Maddy Haberberger.
Now you can find the market under the Haymaker overpass every Saturday through the end of the fall. But once their winter season begins, they'll move inside to the United Methodist Church of Kent. For more information about the Haymaker Farmers Market, you can visit their website at haymakermarket.com. Reporting for TV2 News, I'm Maddy Haberberger.
Hello, it's me again, Connor Steffen. For the sake of the fact you're probably getting sick of hearing me speak, let's distract you. I'll try to distract you with some information about what you should be expecting for the forecast this weekend. As you can see, unbuttoned the suit coat, ready for weather. All right, so again, October is a big time pumpkin month, right? We go pick up pumpkins at the pumpkin patch, paint them. It's important to know what's going on in the weather. So tomorrow, Friday, it is going to be around 52 degrees. Cooler temperatures will be towards the night. You're going to see that. But again, a fairly better day because there is, again, 10% chance of rain. Sunset's at 6:42, so make sure that you pick up your pumpkins by then. And then going into tomorrow, it's a little bit of an hourly forecast of the day. As you can see, temperatures are rising to 54 degrees at night, actually starting off a little bit colder in the day, moving towards those nicer warm temperatures towards night. So don't go pumpkin picking in the morning, just a nice little fact. Then again, Saturday, 57 degrees. It's going to be a low of 44 and experiencing a little bit of frost in the morning. So that should not really affect you, I guess. It's just frost on the ground. Anyways, Friday, 52, 58 for Saturday. The weekend, 61% for Sunday. Gets a nice little warm weekend, but there is a 20% chance of rain. Off the screen again. I won't do that again. And then going into next week, as you can see, I'm going the wrong way, guys. I'm sorry. Kyle, please come back next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The temperatures on Wednesday notable. It's going to be 67 degrees for the high. So you're going to have to experience today a little bit of rain, but it should clear up, and it's going to be a fairly nice weekend, and especially going to be nice if you want to go pick some pumpkins. Going to button this back up. We're going to get back to some news. So Lexi, take it away.
Is the last full day to be counted in the 2020 U.S. Census. A complicated process at best, but it's not too late. How to make sure you are counted when you return.
And just like many U.S. companies, the air travel industry has taken a hard hit due to the COVID-19 pandemic. More when we return.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
– 7,000 high school students drop out every school day. Let's catch them before it's too late. To start helping students in your community, visit boostup.org.
Thanks for sticking with us. Today is the last day for census workers to get the head count for everyone living in the U.S. It's the 5th different end date census workers have been given. due to changes caused by the pandemic, natural disasters, court rulings, and civil confusion. Minority groups have historically been undercounted in the once-a-decade census that determines how many congressional seats each state gets, as well as how $1.5 trillion in federal spending is distributed each year. It's not too late, though, to still be counted. Visit 2020census.gov. And United Airlines reported it lost $2.4 billion in the third quarter. That's slightly better than what the carrier posted in the second quarter. But United says it is ready to turn the page and prepare for a recovery. The airline industry has faced a financial crisis because of the coronavirus pandemic and limited travel. United is the second U.S. carrier to report its third quarter financials, the first being Delta with a $2.1 billion operating loss.
Alabama football coach Nick Saban announced yesterday that he has tested positive for COVID-19. Saban informed his team over a Zoom call Wednesday afternoon. The coach said, quote, he immediately left work and isolated himself at home following his positive test. The Crimson Tide is set to play Georgia in Tuscaloosa this Saturday. There's still no word on whether he will be at the game or not, or whether it will be postponed or not. We're all certainly hoping the best for Saban, who is a Kent State alum.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Hello everyone. It's too bad to hear that Nick Saban might miss Alabama's biggest game of the season, and now the Cleveland Browns may be without Odell Beckham Jr. on Sunday. Beckham was sent home from the Browns practice facility today after showing symptoms of an illness. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski says Beckham did not test positive for COVID-19 and tested negative as early as yesterday. Team doctors sent Beckham home as a precautionary measure, but now Browns have to start preparing for their game on Sunday with the Pittsburgh Steelers without their star wide receiver. Stay with TV2 Sports and we will keep you updated on the situation. There was some good news today for Cleveland and the world of sports as the Mid-American Conference announced they have been selected to host several national championships in the city. The NCAA informed the MAC today that they have been selected to host the 2025 Women's Bowling National Championships and the first and second rounds of both the NCAA Men's Basketball and Wrestling Championships. The basketball tournament will tip off at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in 2025, and wrestling will be in 2026. TV2 Sports is teamed up with Black Squirrel Radio and Kent Wired to produce the Flashpoint podcast, and this week we sat down with star football player Isaac Vance, who talked all things from football during the pandemic to even do-rags. Yeah, that's right. And you can listen on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. Take a preview.
Most definitely. Practice has been going well. We're trying to, emulate camp as much as possible because we ain't really able to have our typical camp because we're in school and everything. So we've had a great practice plan going so far, and we actually had our first real scrimmage this past Saturday.
And now to the diamond we go. Kyle Wright's going to yawn, and he's going to get a wake-up call real early. Corey Seager is going to hit a double. This was last night in the NLCS. Mookie Betts is going to come around third. He will score, and that is going to put the Dodgers up 1-0 early. And then Seager, who hit that double, he's going to score, so it's 2-0 and 2 on. And get this, Jock Peterson, he's going to knock one straight out to center field, and we're going to need another ball to continue this game. That's a home run. And now the Dodgers are up 5-0. It's still only the first inning. Kyle Wright, he's going to get pulled from this game, and when things couldn't get worse for the Braves, well, Max Muncy, he's going to warm up the Dodgers bus. He's going to take his entire team to Denny's afterwards with that grand slam. 11 runs in the first inning. That is an MLB postseason record, and the Dodgers hold on to beat the Braves 15-3. Now, take a look at your screen. Tampa Bay and Houston playing right now in Game 5 of the ALCS. The Rays lead this series 3-1. Last night, it was a 5-4 game that the Astros pulled off. The Astros last year won the ALCS before losing the World Series to the Washington Nationals. If the Rays win the game tonight, they move on to the World Series. That's going to do it for sports. I'm Ben Pagani. You can follow us on Twitter at TV2KSU Sports for the latest update. We'll send it back for some more news.
Thank you, Ben. And a classic holiday staple in Akron has been canceled this year. All the ways your holiday season will look different when we return in 90 seconds.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out?
miss it.
I surrender.
All right, pal. Get ready for the day, buddy.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's up?
Do we have a gun?
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 wonders of the world.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Welcome back. The U.S. is seeing a resurgence of COVID-19 cases, and the CDC says small household gatherings are helping drive it. So what exactly does this mean? Well, the nation's leading infectious disease expert Anthony Fauci says families may have to forego traditional Thanksgiving plans come this November. But Fauci is not the only one. Many health leaders are urging people to reconsider the traditional Thanksgiving that you would have with others who aren't in your immediate household. Fauci shared his 3 children, all from different states, won't travel home to the dinner table this Thanksgiving. This is all in order to protect the 79-year-old.
And after 27 consecutive years, the Ballet Theater of Ohio announced it will not perform its annual The Nutcracker this upcoming holiday season. In a Facebook post you see here, the theater said, quote, "It is with much sadness that we announce that we must take this year off due to the restrictions from the pandemic. Although the cancellation, they are looking forward to their spring show of Sleeping Beauty, which takes place on May 1st and 2nd at the Akron Civic Theater." And it looks like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Santa will be packing their bags from the North Pole and moving into a new home. It was announced today that a 6-inch tall Rudolph and 11-inch tall Santa used to animate the 1964 TV special are being sold together in an auction that begins November 13th. The 2 figures are expected to be bought for between $150,000 and $250,000. If I had that much money, I can't say that I would use it to buy those figurines.
If I had that much money, I would probably not be doing the weather for tonight for Kyle. Actually, you want to know what? Maybe Kyle should be paying me all that money. Maybe that way I could buy the figurine.
Hey, you never know. And that'll do it for tonight's edition of TV2 News. As always, thank you for being with us.
Right, and you can get continuous coverage on all things Kent State and Portage County from us, and be sure to connect with us on all social media at TV2KSU. I'm Connor Steffen.
And I'm Lexi Biasi. We're here every weeknight. We'll see you tomorrow at 6.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
Roll over. Chance high five. All right.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother
and... I am totally a hot person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. How could you not love him?